Cross-stitch for single folded hem. A cross-stitch for a single folded hem is used to finish a hem. Learning how to cross-stitch for a single folded hem will definitely help you in that regard. Objective: at the end of this class, you will be able to stitch a cross-stitch for a single folded hem. Let us first familiarise with the tools and materials that you would need to do a cross-stitch for a single folded hem. For this purpose you would need a cotton fabric,
pattern square,
measuring tape, straight pins, hand sewing needle, tailor's chalk, shears, a pair of small scissors, contrasting thread and an iron box, sewing machine. Now let's watch how to do a cross-stitch for a single folded hem on a sample piece. Step 1. Measure, mark and cut out the sample fabric piece. Draw 10 inches x 10 inches square on a single layer of cotton fabric with the help of a
pattern square,
measuring tape and a tailor's chalk. Using the shears, cut the 10 inches x 10 inches squares of the cotton fabric. Step 2. Mark a 2-inch line along the cut edge of the wrong side, fold the area and iron it. Mark a 2 inches line along one of the cut edges on the wrong side of the fabric piece. In the end, the hem will be 2 inches wide. Fold the same cut edge along the marked line towards the wrong side of the fabric. The fold should be on the marked line. Then carefully iron the crease to press it flat. Step 3. Secure the cut edge with a zigzag stitch. Start with the reverse stitch. Sew along the edge using the zigzag stitch. Secure the stitch at the end with a reverse stitch again. Secure the 2 layers with straight pins. Step 4. Stitch with the cross stitch. Thread a needle and knot the single thread end. You'll be sewing to the right. Enter the needle in between the 2 layers to hide the knot and pull it through. Now move slightly to the right and above the zigzag edge, take a small stitch just a few threads wide from right to left. Even though you're moving to the right, this allows the stitch to lock. This small stitch will show through on your hem, so this is the one to pay close attention to. Again, move to the right, taking a small stitch from right to left, below the zigzag edge. This stitch should only go through the top layer of fabric, not both. When sewing along the folded edge, pull the straight pins out as you work. Keep going like this, and at the end secure the thread to prevent the seam from opening. Snip the thread with a pair of small scissors. Please note that we are using contrasting thread for demonstration purposes only, so that it is visible, but otherwise one would use a thread matching to the fabric. With that, we come to the end of this class. Let's recall what we have learnt. You learned how to stitch a cross-stitch for single folded hem. Let's review its basic steps. Step 1. Measure, mark and cut out the sample fabric piece. Step 2. Mark a 2-inch line along the cut edge of the wrong side. Fold the area and iron it. Step 3. Secure the cut edge with a zigzag stitch. Step 4. Stitch with the cross stitch. You have now learned how to do a cross stitch for a single folded hem. Take our next class to learn how to do a cross stitch for a double folded hem.